Welcome back to Z-Man's EDC. Today we're going to be looking at the EMP EDC Nymble and I'm going to do a full review on this guy. But real quick, I wanted to touch base on this guy that I looked at in my first video the other day, which was the Kaiser bag letter, and what kind of happened, because it threw me off in that video when it started not locking up properly. As you can see, it's got a little bit of a lockup now, but it's still not 100%, but it seems to be breaking in. So I'm going to keep rolling with it for like a week or two, and maybe we'll come back and still do a review on this guy. But that first video, it wasn't locking up at all. I could actually spine whack it very gently and it would bust loose. So that's what kind of threw me off about it. So I just wanted to retouch on that for you guys real quick and let you know kind of what was going on there. But let's jump in on this EMP EDC Nymble here. So the EMP EDC Nymble, it's all titanium hardware and scales and the pocket clip, and then it's M390 blade steel. Now they did anodization on these. All the hardware is kind of blue. You got the nice EMP EDC Nymble symbol there. It's kind of like an atom symbol. It's kind of neat looking. It's not a deep carry pocket clip, but it's, I mean, you only got a little bit sticking out of the pocket when you're on it there, so it's not too bad. It's a frame lock. Just a real pretty knife, and I love this thing. And as you all know, this review might be a little biased because I do love this knife so much, but I'm going to try and break it all down for you guys here. This thing is just sweet, man. And as you can see there on the back, wrong way, I've got number 7 of the first run, which is pretty awesome. He is doing a second run. It is currently in production. The pre-order opens on September 10th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, I believe. I apologize if you guys can hear that dog barking in the background there. The cool thing about the Nymble is all the different ways you can open this guy. You got the back flipper and the front flipper. You can finger flick it and slow roll it out. There's so many options, and it's just so smooth. And it's amazing to me because the D10 on this guy is just tuned perfectly for all these different opening options. You know, usually you see one, maybe 2 different opening options on a knife, and it's tuned pretty good for one and okay for the other. No, Qsp, who this was OEM through, dialed this D10 on this thing. Just amazing. It is just, I mean, it's not the strongest D10 overall, as you can see, but for what it's meant to do, it's perfect. It is just on so good. You can see that kind of satin blade there and those nice grinds. It's cool because it's got real nice champering down in this hole, this hole up here, and it's really no sharp edges in there. It's really nice. They did an excellent job of attention to detail on this thing. And of course, with that M390 steel, it's pretty thin behind the edge and it's super sharp. I've had no problem slicing through paper and cardboard with this guy. You got your lanyard hole back there for your lanyard fans. Let's look at that blade centering real quick. I've had this guy for a while and I've used it quite a bit. And it's still pretty darn centered. Just about perfectly centered, actually. Yeah, that thing's sweet. But this knife is just fantastic, man. I absolutely adore this thing. The ergos are great. I got medium to large size glove hands here, and I can get 4 fingers barely on there, but once you choke up on that front choil, oh man, it is just fantastic. It is awesome. It is so comfortable. And I believe, I'm pretty certain we got T8 for the pivot. Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure it's T6 for the pocket for all the rest of the body hardware. Yeah. And that's all right. That's livable. A lot of companies do that same exact setup, so it's, you know, nothing we're not used to. Although, as many guys say, I would prefer if it was all one size, and it just makes it easier. All right, let's jump into some comparisons for you here. Kind of give you guys a good idea of how big this guy is. So first off, we got the Para 3. And it's pretty relatively close in size to the Para 3. The handle's a little bit longer on the Para 3. And we got the Para 2. Which has definitely got it in length on the blade and the handle. But just a good reference. And another good one that a lot of people can reference too. Actually, we'll go underneath here. We got the bug out. So you can see it's got it on the blade length a little there. Also a little bit longer on the handle. We got the Rat 2, or my R2D2 as I like to call it. That one's got a pretty similar blade length, and maybe just a tad on the handle on it. Of course, it's a lot thicker in the blade though. And then we'll do one more here. We got the Qsp Penguin, which overall is a pretty close, pretty tight length. It might have a little bit more blade edge on it just because of that choil that's on the Nymble. But overall length is right on the money just about. So it's got some real nice jimping up top here, and it actually goes pretty far up the blade there. So that's, I love that, because you can choke up and you can still get right on that jimping. It's got a little bit of jimping on the top of there, and then that jimping that's on the back of the spine also translates over to the front flipper. So you got jimping on both the spots you need to flip it. It's not too aggressive, it's just right. Apologize, the kids are being a little loud outside. And then let's see if we can see inside here. So you can see there's some milling on the inside of the scales there. Trying to cut down on the weight. But man, this thing is just awesome. I love this knife so much. I'm so excited for the thick boy to be coming out. I already pre-ordered that guy. If you are looking at getting in on that pre-order for the second generation of the Nymbles, like I said, it's coming up on September 10th. I believe 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning, Pacific time. And he's got, what is it, 6 or 7 different variations. He's got a few different frag pattern ones, and he's got some regular pattern ones, and he's got a whole bunch of different color combinations. And then he's also got different hardware sets that you can buy separate. So if you want to really switch it up and change out and kind of make your own, you can go and do that too. And I think those are like an extra 50 or 60 bucks for the hardware sets, if I'm correct. I'll double check myself, and I'll try to drop some links down below. Also, EMP EDC is doing a giveaway on his Instagram today. So if you're down for a giveaway for one of the Gen 1 Nymbles, the frag pattern with the bronze hardware, check that out and get a chance to win one of those. That'd be pretty sweet. Let's see what else. I think that's going to about wrap it up for today. I do apologize. I don't have a ruler handy, and I don't have a scale yet, but that's something I plan to incorporate in the future, and so we can get more specs for you guys. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Keep carrying, keep enjoying those sharp pointy objects, and I'll see you in the next one.